The hum of Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport was a symphony of chaos. Hurried footsteps echoed off polished floors. Overhead announcements blared with mechanical urgency, and travelers darted through terminals, their faces etched with the stress of looming departures. In this whirlwind of motion, where split-second decisions governed the flow of thousands, a single act of injustice could ripple outward, exposing cracks in a system built on rigid protocols. On this early morning in 2025, Danielle Johnson, a black woman and Delta Airlines' newly appointed vice president of marketing, stepped into this bustling arena, unaware that a confrontation with an overzealous airport police officer would test her resilience, challenge systemic bias, and spark a reckoning that would echo far beyond the terminal. Danielle's day began before dawn, her phone alarm vibrating at 4:45 a.m. on her nightstand. She lay still for a moment, eyes tracing the faint outlines of her bedroom ceiling, summoning the strength for the high-stakes day ahead. At 41, she had climbed the corporate ladder through sheer determination, night classes for her MBA, countless early flights, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. Her recent promotion to vice president of marketing at Delta Airlines was a pinnacle, a testament to years of sacrifice. Today, she was bound for Los Angeles to finalize a partnership that could redefine Delta's presence on the West Coast. The weight of expectation rested on her shoulders, but so did a quiet confidence. She was ready. She rose, showered quickly, and slipped into a tailored navy blue suit, professional yet approachable, a reflection of her ability to command a boardroom while connecting with colleagues. Her reflection in the mirror showed a woman poised for success, her dark eyes sharp, with purpose. She packed her rolling carry-on with precision: a laptop, confidential documents for the LA meeting, a notebook filled with brainstorming ideas, and a few personal items: a makeup pouch, a leadership book, a half-eaten protein bar. Her carry-on was a microcosm of her life, organized, purposeful, and prepared for any challenge. The drive to the airport was serene, the early morning roads nearly deserted save for a few delivery trucks. The first streaks of dawn painted the Atlanta skyline in hues of lavender and gold, a quiet promise of the day's potential. Danielle rehearsed her presentation mentally, visualizing the slides she'd spent weeks perfecting. The partnership with a major West Coast firm was a game-changer, and Delta's leadership had entrusted her to seal the deal. The sprawling highways leading to Hartsfield-Jackson seemed to hum with possibility, mirroring her anticipation. At the Dura airport, she parked in the executive lot, grabbed her luggage, and strode toward the terminal. The automatic doors parted with a soft whoosh, revealing a cavernous interior alive with the pulse of travel. Families corralling children, business travelers typing furiously on laptops, and the constant drone of announcements reminding passengers to stay vigilant. Danielle's phone buzzed with an email from her assistant, confirming last-minute tweaks to the meeting agenda. She smiled faintly. Everything was falling into place. As a frequent flyer with TSA PreCheck, she navigated security with ease. She placed her laptop in a bin, stepped through the scanner, and received a nod from the officer. No beeps, no delays. She slid her laptop back into its bag, her movements practiced and efficient. With 40 minutes until boarding, she had time to grab breakfast. The departure board confirmed her flight. Delta 1343 to Los Angeles was on time. The world felt bright, her path clear. Unbeknownst to Danielle, a storm was brewing. Near Gate 22, Officer Michael Daniels, a broad-shouldered airport police officer with a stern demeanor, stood at a supplementary luggage inspection station. His crisp uniform and embroidered badge marked him as a figure of authority, distinct from the TSA staff. Daniels had a reputation among colleagues for his heavy-handed tactics, though few complaints had stuck. His eyes scanned the crowd, searching for something, or someone, to scrutinize. Danielle, meanwhile, wove through Concourse B, her heels clicking rhythmically against the floor. She joined a short line at a cafe, ordering a caramel latte and a spinach feta wrap. The cashier, a young woman with tired eyes, apologized for the slow service. They were short-staffed. Danielle nodded sympathetically, stepping aside to wait. As the barista frothed milk, she took a moment to reflect. Her career had been a marathon of discipline and ambition. From her first job as a marketing assistant to this executive role, she had overcome countless obstacles. Now, she shaped how Delta connected with millions of travelers. The responsibility was immense, but so was her belief in her ability to lead. Sipping her latte at the cafe's counter, she typed a quick email to her team, confirming logistics for the LA meeting. A family rushed by, the father juggling stuffed animals while the mother chased a toddler. Danielle smiled, remembering her childhood trips with her parents. Those early flights had sparked her love for aviation, the grandeur of airports igniting. Dreams of a career in the skies. She checked her watch, 20 minutes until boarding. Time to head to the gate. As she walked, her thoughts on her presentation, she noticed Officer Daniels near the luggage inspection station. Their eyes met briefly, and a subtle unease flickered in her chest. She dismissed it as pre-flight nerves, unaware that this fleeting moment would ignite a harrowing ordeal. At Gate 22, the area buzzed with activity. Business travelers chatted, students lounged on the floor, and elderly passengers shared stories. Danielle settled into a seat, rummaging through her purse for her Delta ID. She rarely needed to show it, but its presence was a quiet comfort. A commotion drew her attention. Daniel stood at the inspection station, his gaze intense. A short line of travelers waited, visibly uneasy under his scrutiny. His eyes landed on Danielle again, this time with a weight that felt personal. She offered a polite nod, a reflex, in crowded spaces, but his expression remained cold. Moments later, the boarding announcement crackled. Delta Flight 1343 to Los Angeles, now boarding first-class passengers. Danielle rose, eager to secure overhead bin space. As she approached the line, Daniel stepped forward, blocking her path. "Ma'am, I need you to step over here," he said, his voice sharp and authoritative. Startled, Danielle clutched her boarding pass. "Is there a problem?" she asked. He ignored her question, gesturing to her carry-on. "We're conducting random luggage inspections. Come with me." His tone brooked no argument, but Danielle's instincts flared. She had cleared TSA minutes ago, and no one else in the line was stopped. "Of course," she said, keeping her voice steady. "I have nothing to hide." Inside, her heart raced. This felt wrong. At the inspection station, Daniels rummaged through her bag with deliberate slowness, pulling out her laptop charger, a jacket, and her notebook. Travelers glanced over, some with pity, others with curiosity. Danielle felt the sting of embarrassment as her personal items lay exposed. "Sir," she said as he flipped through her confidential documents, "those are proprietary. Please handle them carefully." He met her gaze, unyielding. "I'll handle them how I see fit." A nearby passenger frowned, sensing the tension. "You traveling alone?" Daniels asked, digging deeper. "Yes, it's a business trip," she replied. "Looks like a lot for a simple trip," he said pointedly. Danielle fought the urge to snap. "I'm vice president of marketing for Delta Airlines. I carry materials for presentations." He paused, her words hanging in the air. "We'll see about that," he muttered, flipping through her notebook as if searching for contraband. "Is this necessary?" she asked, her tone calm but firm. "I've been through TSA and was cleared." He leaned closer. "I have authority to search if I find something suspicious." "Suspicious?" she repeated, her pulse quickening. "What exactly is suspicious?" He didn't answer, instead signaling another officer, Garrett, to join him. The boarding calls continued, the final announcement looming. Danielle's chance to board slipped away. A family nearby whispered, casting sympathetic glances. 3 teenagers filmed the scene, their stifled laughs adding to her humiliation. Why was she the only one targeted? Fear and indignation churned within her. She clung to the hope that her Delta ID would resolve this, but Daniel's resolute demeanor suggested otherwise. As the gate closed and her flight departed, Daniel summoned a TSA supervisor, a woman with a brisk professional air. "What's going on?" she asked. Daniels angled himself to block Danielle. "Found some questionable items," he claimed. Danielle stiffened. "I have no questionable items. I'm a Delta VP. Let me show my credentials. He waved her off. I'll ask when I'm ready. The supervisor frowned, sensing irregularity. If she's cleared TSA and you found nothing, we should let her proceed, she said. Daniels scoffed. She claims to be a VP. I've never heard of her. Danielle's cheeks burned. I don't advertise my position to strangers, she said. Check Delta's directory or ask the gate agent. Daniels folded his arms. Why carry all these documents? Because I have a major meeting in LA, she replied, offering her ID again. The supervisor intervened. Officer, let's do a quick ID check. Daniels bristled. Step back, ma'am. You're not going anywhere. A hush fell over the crowd. Danielle fought back tears, the weight of humiliation and injustice overwhelming. She had studied corporate sensitivity programs, but never imagined facing this at her own airline's hub. In Delta's operations office, a gate agent alerted Sharon Parrish, a senior manager, about the incident. Sharon, recognizing Danielle's name from an internal memo, contacted Deborah Lopez, the airport's security director. Lopez, aware of the potential fallout, hurried to Gate 22. Meanwhile, Daniels ushered Danielle into a small interrogation room, its fluorescent lights casting a harsh glare. State your name, date of birth, and reason for traveling, he demanded. Danielle Michelle Johnson, June 14, 1984. I'm traveling for a Delta meeting in Los Angeles, she replied evenly. He studied her driver's license, then smirked. You claim to be a VP. We'll see. He radioed dispatch to verify her identity, but his tone suggested he expected fraud. Officer Garrett, standing aside, shifted uncomfortably, sensing the overreach. Minutes passed in tense silence. Danielle counted silently to stay calm, aware that her justified anger could be misconstrued. Lopez entered, her presence commanding. Officer Daniels, what's the situation? He straightened. Conducting a search on a passenger claiming to be a Delta VP. Something felt off. Lopez's gaze shifted to Danielle. Miss Johnson? Danielle nodded. I've offered to prove my identity. I missed my flight because of this. Lopez's eyes narrowed. I'll review this, she said, addressing Daniels. It seems excessive. In a nearby office, Sharon Parrish coordinated with Delta's corporate team. Robert Milhouse, Executive VP of Global Operations, demanded swift action. Sharon reached Lopez, who confirmed Danielle's identity and lack of threat. The officer insists on further checks, but I plan to release her, Lopez said. Sharon relayed Delta's intent to rebook Danielle first class and launch an inquiry. Back in the room, Lopez took charge. Officer Daniels, I've confirmed Miss Johnson's identity. There's no cause to detain her. Daniels protested, but Lopez cut him off. Release her belongings. He complied grudgingly, shoving items into her bag. Lopez escorted Danielle to a VIP lounge, apologizing and promising an investigation. This isn't just an inconvenience, Danielle said. It's discrimination. I was singled out for no reason. Lopez nodded. We'll investigate thoroughly. In the lounge, Sharon arrived, arranging a first-class seat on the next flight. Danielle, exhausted but resolute, vowed to pursue accountability. Lopez met with Malcolm Reed, the airport police chief, reviewing footage that showed Daniel's targeting. Danielle without cause. Combined with prior complaints, it warranted action. Reed placed Daniels on leave, launching a full investigation. Danielle boarded her rebooked flight, delivering a stellar presentation in Los Angeles despite the morning's trauma. A week later, in Delta's Atlanta headquarters, she met with Milhouse, Sharon, Lopez, and a legal representative. They confirmed Daniel's termination for a pattern of discriminatory behavior. The airport planned a press release, and Danielle agreed to contribute a quote, hoping her ordeal would drive systemic change. The incident left scars, but Danielle's stand turned prejudice into a catalyst for justice. Her story challenges us to confront bias, ensuring no traveler faces discrimination under the guise of authority.